the last 15-20 minutes, and then you can go and eat food. So I could get the next lot of panelists up, please. Okay, so all things TikTok and live shopping. Let's start off. Can everyone just give the name, bit of an intro to your brand or company, and we'll go from there.
I'm Daisy. I'm the founder of a brand called Glow For It, which I started during lockdown. Our primary or hero product is a lash growth serum. So basically picked out my eyelashes to make wishes. I won't go through the full story, but I basically developed a lash growth serum that doesn't use synthetic hormones to enhance your growth, unlike a lot of the serums that are currently on the market. It's made and formulated here in the UK, and I kind of promoted or went through that journey through TikTok. We're also available on TikTok Shop, which is a huge revenue driver and kind of platform for us, and we've been able to build a huge community through that platform. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Ashley, founder of Social Tail. We are a TikTok growth agency helping DTC brands basically navigate the TikTok ecosystem.
Hi, I'm Enda, General Manager for ShipBob. We handle fulfillment for TikTok fulfillment, Amazon fulfillment, B2B fulfillment, everything fulfillment, and we do that in Australia, US, here obviously, and mainland Europe.
Good afternoon, I'm Alex. I'm French. I'm the founder or co-founder of a company called Light Me Up. We are basically putting a TikTok shop experience or a TikTok experience on your Shopify. So shoppable videos or live shopping directly on your website.
Daisy, I'm going to start with you. So you guys have grown significantly through the use of TikTok. You're the TikTok Ad Award winner of 2023. You've been featured in a ton of different places, but what inspired Glow For It to really embrace TikTok as a key marketing strategy and key platform for you guys?
Yeah, I would say, the word's been kind of thrown around a lot, but authenticity, it's kind of, to me, the most authentic of the platforms. And we definitely were in that first initial kind of pilot wave of TikTok itself. As a founder, when I was starting the business, I didn't have the big budget for influencers, collaborations, content creators. I have a background in theatre, so I was very confident to put myself in front of the camera, basically. So short story was, it was kind of budget efficient, but also a great way to engage our audience from the get-go. And for us, they've become more kind of fans of the brand, followers of the journey. And I think TikTok really allows you to have that intimate connection with your customer directly, unlike kind of some of the barriers with other platforms.
And Ashley, what trends have you seen or observed in how brands are leveraging TikTok Shop to kind of drive sales? And is it as scary as what people might think it is in terms of getting started on TikTok if they're not already there?
Yeah, I think the main trends is in terms of brands that kind of do well, kind of going all in on the platform. So I feel like you get out of it what you kind of put in. So in terms of that, I feel like you need to be doing obviously organic if you can be doing it. If you're doing TikTok lives, obviously affiliates and doing the ads, if you can do the whole ecosystem, it definitely makes it a lot easier. And I think it seems difficult to many people because, again, it's kind of this new platform, this new channel, but at the same time, if you can do it right, it's definitely not getting a lot harder because obviously a lot more brands are getting on the platform right now. But in terms of if you can just start and start to see some momentum, and I think, again, where a lot of brands kind of go wrong, they kind of think, oh, I'm not seeing traction, it's not working for me, I'm going to quit, but literally you've got to kind of keep going at it, start to get some traction, build some momentum, and then that's when you start to reap the rewards from it.
And Enda, you guys are you're the fulfillment service that integrates with TikTok shopping features. How do you kind of streamline that order process for brands on the platform?
Very, very carefully. It is definitely one to be orchestrated very, very clearly, because the biggest thing that's going to be good news or bad news is the volatility, the unexpected nature of the volume that you could be hit with through a very successful campaign, which folks on the stage here could be organizing for you. We've seen massive increase, which totally caught people blindsided. And again, we're running the fulfillment side of the business. We see all of those shipped, TikTok orders coming in. And the spikes are spikes we've not seen in any other business, where you could go from doing 100 shipments a day in one moment to doing about 2, 3, 4,000 shipments per day after a successful TikTok live or something, right? So I think the good side is, hey, all that business, this is fantastic. But if you're not on top of the business, if you can't fulfill those orders, if you can't get it right, you're going to get punished by TikTok, because your ranking is going to go down, and you're going to be sent to the back of the queue. And that's going to be bad for sales, for future sales. So it could take you months to recover from a bad TikTok campaign if you cannot fulfill those orders. So getting all those pieces right is the double-edged sword of TikTok, where, yeah, great, so, all that volume, oh shit, I can't fulfill it. What do I do now? So, hey, that's where we can help.
And we're going to change it a little bit around like the live shopping element now. And it's not like the traditional live shopping that people might automatically assume around like QVC that you guys help with. But talk to us a little bit about live shopping and how brands can implement that and really have that real-time interaction and engagement with their audience.
And sure, I mean, I think the two panels before were very enlightening in that sense. I mean, we had 4 founders who were saying that they wanted to engage with their clients, they wanted to speak. I mean, you were also using the word authenticity just before. So basically what we allow you to do is to turn on your mobile phone, and then you stream, and you have people watching you and chatting and asking you questions live, and you can answer those questions directly. By the way, we are not opposing to TikTok, and we're actually big fans of TikTok. We also restream that same video on your Facebook, on your YouTube, on your TikTok, anywhere. The main difference, though, is that what we noticed, that people on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, they tend to stay very short time, whereas on your website, they will stay longer. So we have an average presence of clients of 15 minutes. So people stay to listen to the brand owner, to yourself, describing your story, where you come from, the theater that you have been doing before, why it brought you confidence, why then you decided to create your product and you present your product. People ask questions and you answer directly to them. It's very emotional, very authentic again. And it's not in opposition to TikTok, it's just another alternative to TikTok Shop.
And Daisy, like, how do you incorporate live shopping through your TikTok strategy? And has there been any like successful or like super successful tactics that you've done? And have you got any like top tips for people that are hoping to follow your success?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with what Ashley said, in that TikTok is definitely a platform that if you give it everything, it will give you a lot back. To put into perspective, and I know this isn't possible for all brands, but we post 4 times a day, every single day. We are live on the platform on shopping, TikTok Shop Live, between 4 and 12 hours a day, every single day, which I know we kind of built that up over time. I wouldn't say just like jump onto the platform and go live for 12 hours, although you could. But we've definitely built that up over time, and we just see kind of the craziest return from it now. And I guess to put it into perspective, we did, a bit like you were saying, these lives, they can be super unpredictable. Were invited to do a live at FBT Warehouse last week, which is fulfilled by TikTok. So we did supermarket sweeps. We were packaging the orders live on TikTok, and kind of within the first hour of that live, we've done more than we've done in 12-hour mega lives ever before. Like, it was the craziest live. And equally, if you don't have that kind of back-end fulfillment set up and ready to go, it can really implement your account. I think I was saying to some people earlier, I know people are still really cautious around TikTok Shop and purchasing on it. From a buyer's perspective or from a client's perspective, if we don't fulfill your order within 24 hours, TikTok as a platform will ban you. So there's such stringent rules, so you're actually probably safer shopping through TikTok than you are potentially through a website where you've got kind of third-party logistics, which can kind of fluctuate. So I would definitely say, as a platform, if you give it a lot, it will give you a lot in return as well.
And what's like the split for you guys in terms of revenue generated through the website and revenue generated through TikTok?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm actually glad you asked that, because I feel like everyone thinks we are 99% TikTok. And I think that would be a very dangerous place to be. I think TikTok's an amazing platform. We're definitely not 100% reliant on it. We probably see about 40% of our revenue come through TikTok, which is still a really, really heavy amount. However, I would say like our Google organic search compared to the average is pretty crazy because people are still finding us on TikTok initially, then going and purchasing through our website. So for us, it's a really great supported platform. Yes, it drives a lot of our sales, a lot of our revenue, but I think it's almost that initial touch point for a lot of customers to go on and follow us on other platforms too.
Yeah. And actually, like thinking about like role in which creators play in help driving sales on TikTok Shop, and how do you help brands really identify like the right creators to have represent them and have like maximizing like sales and visibility?
Yeah, so when it comes to the affiliate portion, obviously it's just one element, obviously, of what the TikTok Shop kind of like the ecosystem kind of provides. But if you can kind of get this part right as well, again, like I say, you can get a creator who can obviously post something and they go viral and you literally can like sell out overnight. So again, it's just finding the right creators, because again, where a lot of brands go wrong to begin with, they'll literally just try and get samples out to everyone as much as possible. But then when you look at the content that comes back from that, it's obviously not really good. And you're like, oh, well, it's a waste of sending samples out. So there needs to be more of a like curated kind of way of doing it in terms of, okay, you send the samples out, but then, okay, are you briefing the creator? Are you obviously work with them so they're not just posting it once, which I kind of say is like the lottery method, because it could work or it might not work. But at the same time, you want to be like saying, okay, can we get this creator to maybe post 3 times, 5 times, obviously get more content from them, because again, that's kind of where the platform's going, because like I say, it's getting more competitive right now. So again, there's more brands coming on and they're all fighting for the same kind of affiliate. So again, you need to kind of give them a reason to want to promote your brand versus obviously another brand. So again, by building that community with them, like I say, working more closely with them and giving them a reason to promote your brand rather than someone else, that's kind of the way it's kind of moving towards that, especially because we work with a lot of brands in the US, which I think is like about 6 months ahead of UK realistically. A lot of the creators there now, literally, they got an opportunity to pick and choose. Where I think in the UK now, they're still a little bit open to kind of work with everyone, but I feel like in the next 6 months, that's going to completely change. They're going to obviously be able to pick, okay, I'll work with you because you've got sales, or you've not got sales. It's going to definitely be a lot more competitive for sure.
And what advice would you give to brands that are looking to really maximise their success on TikTok using ShipBob's fulfilment services, especially around like logistics and customer engagement?
It's going to be a bit of a weird answer, but it's not only about leveraging sales on TikTok. All the work you're doing, going on from what Daisy said, the work you're doing on other channels is also going to generate traffic for TikTok as well. So TikTok is just another channel. It's a really important channel these days. Everybody should be doing it. Don't get scared. But it's just one of many different channels. The nuance of TikTok is you do have the ability to do a TikTok live. Get up in the morning, jump on and do 2 hours on TikTok live. It will generate sales for you. It will. Now the question is, can you sustain that every single day? Will you be able to generate sales every single day? So you need to take care of all of your channels, your B2B, your direct channel, your Amazon channel, your TikTok channel, every channel out there, to have that constant visibility, addressing different demographics online, because there is one particular demographic on TikTok, but they may not be on different channels. Somebody previously mentioned LinkedIn, right? So you got to make sure that you're also taking care of all the channels. But to leverage TikTok is just know the audience very well. Use TikTok lives sparingly and very well, because they will lead to a very quick success. But you can't exhaust it. So just know how to put your foot on the pedal from time to time. I know when to take it off, and then divert your attention to a different channel, not to neglect another profitable channel for you.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose like going back to like the live shopping side of things, like what role do influencers play in live shopping strategies, and how should brands then choose the right influencers to work with to help them?
Well, it increases the cost, first of all. Again, I mean, the live shopping platform is a free-to-use or almost free-to-operate platform, like TikTok Shop is. I mean, you pay a commission on TikTok Shop, but you turn on your phone and you go live. So if you have someone to come and represent your brand, and you need to teach that person, you need to pay that person, you probably need to advertise about that person being there, it is increasing the cost. It doesn't mean that it doesn't pay off. I mean, if you have a good presenter, and if that person is famous, he or she is going to bring the community. But will that community, match to your brand and so on, is another thing. But if you do everything right, the main impact is probably a costing impact. So you have to get ready, or you have to make sure with that influencer that the return on investment will be there, and that indeed the community will be there. And then you will have to capitalize on that community, because once the influencer has done her show for you, she's moving on, and then where are all those people gone? And I think that's where it's interesting with live shopping, is all the orders go on your Shopify. So you have the data, you have the names, so every person that was brought by that influencer becomes yours in a certain way, if you know how to engage again with them through WhatsApp, other platform that were discussed earlier.
Yeah. And Daisy, what do you found to be like the most successful strategy with going live? Like, has anything worked particularly well or stand out?
I would definitely say with the lives, consistency is key. We always say, but it is true. Like within the account, there's certain learnings within the algorithm, and the more you kind of are showing up, the higher your response is going to be, the more traffic they're going to push to your live. You could, the first time you go live, have 2 or 3 people in the room potentially, until the algorithm learns that kind of you're a relevant kind of source. And then you'll start having rooms of people of 400, 500, or some of the big lives have 2,000 people in there at once. I think the average watch time for a live is around, if you get 30 seconds, that's really good, basically. So it's normally around 2 to 3 seconds. So finding ways to captivate those people, because whatever you said 10 seconds ago, they probably weren't in the room to hear. So it can be very repetitive. We definitely find, like to my own frustration, that me being on them, it helps because people are relating to a founder story. So definitely that can help. I mean, what Grace was saying earlier with kind of Grace Loves, I think that's a great example of where you could have that physical touch point with your customer. It's also almost like a FaceTime. They can ask you questions there and then. So it's very unique to, I would say, other platforms where you can directly address any concerns maybe potential customers have there and then. So purchase rate can really be affected. And then aside from the TikTok shop side of things, the TikTok live, I would also say TikTok shop itself being just an overall really key platform, a bit like Ashley was saying with the use of affiliates. And we were talking earlier, I think James was, about Meta and people don't want to be served ads anymore. That's definitely a great aspect within TikTok, because affiliates and creators are authentically and organically just creating content, and all they have to do is tag your product in a shoppable video. You can then put ad spend behind it, and it genuinely does appear like a TikTok, not an ad. So yeah, we find that a really effective way to kind of get people introduced to the brand without saying, hi, this is our product and this is why you should buy it. It's far more authentic than that.
And if you found there to be a particular demographic that's watching your lives, or is it really a good range?
It's a real mix. We find that the majority of people that purchase during the lives are followers. So again, really trying to boost the number of followers you have. I know that's a really challenging thing to do, but I think we find that about 70% of the actual people purchasing during our lives follow our account. So even while you're live, if you can say, give us a follow, normally, as we know, it's the second or third time that a consumer will see your brand and your product that they may be inclined to purchase. So if you can keep pushing the content towards them, that really helps. Sorry, did that answer your question? I feel like I went on a tangent there, but hopefully.
And question for everyone, like you can only give one piece of advice now, but what would be the number one piece of advice that you can give for brands in the room that are either looking to start live shopping or TikTok shop?
I would just say, if you're going to do it properly, and at least give it like 6 months before actually making a decision, because like I say, you can look obviously what Daisy mentioned, obviously what other brands do right now, it does work. Like I say, I wouldn't put all your eggs into that one basket, because obviously you've got your other channels, but again, it's a great channel, just like Amazon when it launched, obviously all them years ago. If you're first to market doing that, then obviously you'll reap the reward. So TikTok shop and obviously the live element of it's definitely at that place right now.
I would say, to an element, just post that TikTok. You actually don't know. You mentioned that we won the ad awards for TikTok last year. And that was just a video of me showcasing my results from using our product. It was me, myself. It was obviously incredibly low budget. I filmed it in my mum's kitchen because I was just out of uni at the time. And we were up against Amazon and Maybelline and Ribble and huge players within the game. And that ad was just recognised for the genuine effect that the TikTok platform can have on small businesses. So I would say just post that TikTok. I was at one point posting to 10 followers, packaging one order a day, and I kind of wish I did a bit more of that and didn't feel so kind of nervous about doing it, because you just don't know, people will find that engaging even if you don't think it's that entertaining.
Rebecca, I would say just don't forget this one statistic. Statistic is very easy actually. The only marketing channel you have with a 100% open rate is when you deliver a parcel to a customer. So maximize that unboxing experience. You're never going to see another channel with 100% open rate. So make sure, just don't forget the basics. The package is going to show up on time, and it's going to be a wow experience when they get that parcel.
Two advices. The first one is follow those three advices because they were good ones. Now I need to find another one.
That was hard going last, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, you were mentioning unboxing and you were mentioning, going live 6 months, etc. I think one thing you could show on with video on your website is that unboxing experience for sure. And certainly don't go in live shopping for a one-timer. I mean, be certain that it pays off. Like you mentioned, you will start with 20, 30 people, and it's only after 2 months, 3 months that you will have 300 people being there, asking you questions, buying your product. So I think everything they said is fantastic.
Thank you all so much. That was so insightful. And I've got the news that everybody wants to hear. We are free to break for lunch. Please be back in 45 minutes and don't go anywhere because we've got some amazing panels coming up.